In the wake of damning testimony linking President and venal houseplant Joe Biden to a multi-million-dollar influence peddling scheme, the Justice Department has indicted Donald Trump again. The day after Devon Archer told Congress that Joe Biden personally helped his son Hunter bilk millions of dollars from businesses in hostile foreign nations, federal prosecutor Jack Smith charged Trump with 3 counts of saying stuff. The DOJ's rapid-fire response to Archer's testimony implicating the president in his son's sleazy pay-to-play schemes confirmed Jack Smith's commitment to seeking justice against Trump without delay. For instance, on June 8th, the day after Congress released evidence that Joe Biden had taken bribes from a Ukrainian oligarch, Smith immediately indicted Trump for keeping classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. On July 27th, the day after Hunter Biden's crooked sweetheart deal fell apart in open court, Smith piled some more charges onto the indictment. Smith swears that he will continue to act swiftly to bring Trump to justice whenever the Bidens are exposed doing anything illegal. The new indictments center around Prosecutor Smith's complex legal theory that he ain't got no badges, but he don't need no badges because he don't got to show you no stinking badges. Speaking to a reporter from NBC News, while the reporter lay on his back and Smith scratched his tummy, Smith explained he'd indicted Trump because Trump claimed he had, quote, actually won the 2020 election and that, quote, these claims were false. Thus, according to this complex legal theory, a statement made by a politician that Jack Smith believes is false is not covered by the First Amendment's guarantee of free speech. To give you an example, if a politician were to say Jack Smith is a corrupt dirtbag who's willing to tear up the Constitution to get at his political enemies, that politician could be indicted because Jack Smith is a corrupt dirtbag who's willing to tear up the Constitution to get at his political enemies. So, okay, maybe that's not such a good example. But you get the idea. I think at this point, we all get the idea. News outlets across the media political spectrum, from the left all the way to the far left, reacted to the news of Joe Biden's widespread corruption by breaking off their coverage of women's soccer to announce the Trump's indictment. On Knucklehead Row, the op-ed page of the New York Times, a former newspaper, editor-in-chief Blithering Prevarication III wrote, quote, the prosecution of Donald Trump for saying things may sound unconstitutional, but I don't care because Trump is a doo-doo head and I hate him so much and he has cooties and smells like poo, unquote. On ABC News, anchorman David Muir was in the midst of explaining that Devon Archer's damning testimony about Joe Biden's corruption was nothing serious at all when news of the Trump indictment broke, causing Muir to breathe a sigh of relief and say, quote, thank heavens I can change the subject because for a minute there, I was beginning to sound like a lying sack of crap, unquote. More Trump indictments could be on the way after Project Veritas verified Ashley Biden's diary, in which the president's daughter expressed her fear of taking showers in her youth because her father liked to join her, behavior so disgusting that Trump could be charged with pedophilia. In fact, Republican voters are now beginning to worry that Joe Biden is such a walking cesspit of moral depravity, Trump will have to spend most of his campaign funds on legal fees. On the other side of the aisle, Democrats continue to claim that Republican investigations into Joe Biden's lifelong history of rank corruption are nothing more than a witch hunt, if by a witch you mean Joe Biden's lifelong history of rank corruption. New York Congressman Daniel Goldman, a man so dishonest we can't be totally sure he's really from New York, or a congressman, or named Daniel Goldman, said, quote, Republicans investigating the Biden family's influence peddling are merely attempting to distract the public from, oh, look, there's a Trump indictment and also a squirrel, unquote. Fact checkers later found the alleged congressman, allegedly named Daniel Goldman, lied about the Republicans and Biden's corruption, and there was no squirrel. For more Klavan spectacularositude, like and subscribe, and please subscribe to The Andrew Klavan Show wherever you get your podcasts.